So, Jason, are we all set to start? Jason, I'll start in 10 seconds. Yeah, all good? Okay. All right. So, well, welcome everybody to the April 7th, 2020 regular meeting of the Town of Easton, Massachusetts Planning and Zoning Board. In keeping with the ongoing emergency order from Governor Charlie Baker to limit gatherings and maximize social distancing, and under legislation passed to address remote board meetings during the emergency declaration, this meeting will be conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by the following board members: Deborah Balsaric, Robert Stetson, Christopher Anderson, Gregory Strange, and Amos Kedem, if he signs in, but he's not in with us yet, excuse me, will be remote, and a remote attendance shall count towards a quorum. The meeting will be broadcast live and recorded on ECAT. To use Zoom, you'll need to download the Zoom application and create an account, or use one of the call-in numbers listed on the agenda. You will need the webinar ID to join the group by phone only. While conducting meetings remotely, we will endeavor to keep meeting operations as close to our standard procedures as possible. However, use of this platform will necessitate some additional meeting protocols. Number one, while board members or commissioners and applicants will be on video and audio, public participants, will join the webinar muted and with no video feed from them. Public is requested to keep muted until such time as they are recognized to speak to eliminate background noise. Two, during the public testimony portion of the meeting, members of the public can be recognized by using the raise hand function found under participants from Zoom, or make a request with the Q&A function. If you're joining only by phone, you can press *9 to raise your hand. If an applicant wishes to be seen during testimony or display materials, please make the request of the chair and webinar host, and the webinar host will enable your video. When starting testimony, please state your name and address for the record. 3, there is a markup function in Zoom which allow you to call out specific areas of presentation materials. 4, as in any public meeting, indecent behavior will not be tolerated, and anyone who abuses use of the meeting platform will be terminated from this meeting. Excuse me. 5, business will be handled at the time indicated on the agenda. Business not conducted in the allotted time will be tabled to the end of the meeting to allow for timely logins and remote audience. 6, all votes will be by roll call. 7, when all business indicated on the agenda has been completed, the members will vote to adjourn the meeting, signaling the end of the meeting and the termination of the ECAT recording. All participants will be disconnected from the webinar at that time. So, small font there, I did the best I could. So first, I'd like to have us all just identify ourselves to ensure that we do have a quorum. So I'll go around. Gregory Strange.
Robert Stetson.
Chris Anderson.
Deborah Balsaric.
Okay, so that gives us 4. And I know Deb has alerted me that a little prior to 7 o'clock, she will be having to leave the meeting, but we will still have the 3 of us, assuming we don't see Amos, and we'll be able to continue. So first up, I just want to, this is our first meeting as a board with our new Director of Planning and Economic Development. So Imai, do you want to just say hello? Or?
Hello, everyone. It's a little odd to meet you for the first time over Zoom. I was thinking we were going to meet in person, first of all, but here we are, meeting like this. So other than that, excited to be working with you folks. I also thought we were going to meet like a month ago, but that also didn't happen because many large wrenches have been thrown into our world. With that, however, though, I've taken the time to work with staff. They've been very helpful in getting me acclimated here, talking with Greg a lot, getting as familiar as I can with processes and procedures here, and now finally getting onto a board meeting and getting this part of working here settled.
And just so I don't seem rude or not formal, could you could you explain why I said Imai?
Oh yes, full name is Imaikalani Ayu, so I have a long Hawaiian name.
Which I'll get down pat soon, but we have had limited time together, so
yeah,
we will work on that. So anyway, so welcome, and we're looking forward to working with you, and albeit in a somewhat awkward manner right now, but hopefully brighter days are ahead. So anyways, why don't we, let's see, looking at the agenda, I know we have Sawmill, Mill Street, and Depot are all requesting continuances to, Imai, is Sawmill requesting continuance to the 21st?
yes, they requested continuance to the 21st.
So if anybody there would care to make a motion and someone who could second, we could go right down and do all three.
Motion to continue public hearing regarding Sawmill Village to April 21st.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Now we have to do this by roll call. So all those in favor, Strange, yes.
Stetson, yes.
Anderson, yes.
Balsaric, yes.
Okay. Next is 58 Mill Street, Owl Ridge Estates.
Motion to continue public hearing for Mill Street and Owl Ridge Estate.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, Strange, yes.
Stetson, yes.
Anderson, yes.
Balsaric, yes.
Well, good thing there's not a lot of votes tonight. Huh? And last but not least, 418 Depot Street.
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing on Depot Street.
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Strange, yes.
Stetson, yes.
Anderson, yes.
Balsaric, yes.
Great. All right. So 6:45. What time is it? Yeah. Hey, we're almost right on schedule. So we have a approval not required for 42 Randall Street. Is that why Frank is with us?
Let me see who's on the plan here. Whose name is on it? Nope, he is not.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, this is, yeah, this is, what's that fellow's name? Diaz, yes. So this is the A&R he's proposing. We did get comment from Conservation Commission that this wetland line has not been verified. So, well, they technically can get the A&R if it meets all of the, frontage and lot requirements. We don't know right now how this wetland line will possibly move and possibly change the requirement for them needing the 40,000 square feet of upland. So with that, Conservation Commission requested to continue this. However, it does meet it meets the requirements of an A&R at this point.
Right. Well, we would, since it hasn't been verified, we would either need it verified or we would need a plan that says they're not buildable lots.
Okay.
So yeah, I would recommend we continue this till they do their ANRAD with Concom and have it verified.
Okay.
That's normal procedure. Any other opinions on the board?
sounds like it's important that conservation verify that line prior to us proceeding. So I'm in agreement.
Same here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they would have the option to present it differently. Like I said, we can't. Yeah, we can't take it in this form. So we should ask that they either change the plan or more prudently just have the line.
Have the line
The
verified.
line. So do we need to make a motion for this? Can't hurt, I guess.
That's an interesting question. A&Rs are usually just signatures, so I think technically,
Right. I mean, yeah, we're just continue. I mean, when it's not a public hearing, so we're not really
not
continuing.
a public hearing. Yeah, there's nothing really to continue. We'll just. You mean normally this is just a signature item that's kind of the lowest form of board business, really. So yeah, we can just you don't sign today, and we put it on to the next.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I've always said it should be A&R asterisk, right? Because there's really still sort of an approval there.
Yeah, the A&R has always been a weird.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange
for
name.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I ever heard of that, it was like, well, why is it called that? But
yeah. Okay, so we're set with that. Next at 7 o'clock is the 345 Center Street Goodspeed Estates Architectural Review, which I know we received a letter to withdraw that review at this time. So just don't need to take any action.
Nope.
So 411, okay, so 411 Foundry Street, special permit. This is a special permit that the board approved for an in-law. And I recused myself, having done the plans, but I don't think all we're doing, or email, I'll let you talk about this. This is just to sign the plans. I don't.
This is just to sign the plan. So normally, as a typical matter of business, as I understand it, you folks would sign this plan. However, being that that's not really, prudent with the guidelines, to move this forward and get it through permitting, what I am asking is if you folks would vote to let me sign this plan in your stead. So I have it up here. It is the one that matches the date of approval in the decision. So pretty much just as long as this plan meets with you folks with your recollection, and it's the plan you would normally sign, if you would go ahead and let me do that instead, then this can move forward through permit.
We do that via motion.
Yes.
Have we considered doing any like e-signing, or are we just gonna do it this way? Just a question.
Well, for tonight, we'll just do it this way. Hopefully this won't, we haven't always even signed these in the past, but this is just one of those things that got caught in trying to clean up paperwork at town hall.
Yeah. But in answer to that, we are looking at possibly some kind of e-signing procedure, whether it's scans or, actual software that verifies you. That's something we're talking about internally, but if you have thoughts on that, please let me know. I mean, I know that software is used more widely outside of the planning world, and there'll be people who are more familiar with it than I am.
Yeah, we've used DocuSign a lot in the construction industry.
Yeah, that's the one I've heard of, but I mean, but beyond hearing of it and using it when we bought this house here, I don't have much experience with deploying that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
As someone who makes pens for a living, I'm vehemently opposed to that. Yeah, good old pen. Oh, I just happen to have one here. So you guys want to make a motion? We move this one along?
Yeah. Motion to allow planning director to sign approved plans for board with respect to 411 Foundry Street.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, Strange, yes?
Stetson, yes.
Anderson, yes.
Balsaric, yes.
Great. Thank you all. So Frank must have just been watching the more I look at this agenda. So next up is to waive the requirement for paper copies of applications and planning board rules and regulations while under COVID-19 emergency declaration. Imai, do you have anything you want to say on that?
So basically what I'm looking at here after going through the rules a bit is this is the section here that really allows you to waive compliance without really modifying the rules, which I thought, you know, that would be too big of a step since we know this is only temporary. Now it does say a written request for a waiver from these rules shall be made at the time of filing. So what I'm thinking is just as a standard procedure, somebody brings something in, they accompany it with a, you know, an electronic request. I'd consider a document they send a written request enough. And, you know, we pretty much have the policy that, yeah, we are going to waive those rules. And so it would be technically for each and every plan we bring on here, but, you know, we'll make a statement that where our policy is right now to grant those waivers.
Makes sense to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have to make a motion?
Somebody want to make a motion?
Motion to waive the requirement for paper copies during the COVID-19 emergency declaration.
Second.
Was that, I think there was a second, was there?
Second.
Sorry, okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Strange, aye.
Stetson, aye.
Anderson, yes.
Balsaric, yes.
Oh yeah, I keep changing it, don't I? Aye,
Yeah.
yes. I think they
I
get
like the switching it up.
Yes, I'm sleep deprived. All right, Deb. So, all right, and last but not least, oh no, I take that back. So this is interesting. This is the whole reason this came up is because of so 290 Turnpike Street. Imai, do you want to speak of this, or you want me to, or?
So 290 Turnpike Street, that was a ZBA decision, and they included the comment of reviewing the lighting level. We were going to have this come up the last meeting that got canceled, so we carried it over to this meeting. At this time, I don't see anyone representing the applicant here, but we did have it on for 7:15. And again, as you mentioned, this was Peter's comment. That said, it really is just a review, but you may want to wait till, you know, table this till the end and give at least the applicant a chance to come in.
Sure. Yeah, so this one, now that we have to stretch, or maybe I'll try to reach the applicant via text here. So if you remember, this is the contract, we'll call it what, the contractor's storage building over by Ultimate Pizza on Turnpike Street. And remember, we had a request, ZBA request for comment, probably at our last in-person meeting. They were putting, I believe it was batting cages in there. And so Peter brought up the question of lighting. So that comment went out, and you know, we're lucky that the ZBA really takes heed in what we send them, so that the application was approved with the condition that the applicant address the concerns of the planning board. So I know I spoke with the applicant, and he informed us that the original site plan called for, I think it was 12 lights on the building, and they've actually added 2 or 3 when they built it. Added more, and we have in our lighting, there's no difference between uses. And so I'm not sure if Mr. Marioni was going to check into this meeting. And I know this was Peter's main concern, or he brought this up. So I know, so even if we don't connect on this tonight, this is not, I know the building inspector issued the building permit and just wants this rectified prior to occupancy.
Prior to occupancy, correct.
Which I assume is not happening in the time frame before our next meeting.
No, he's not. In fact, under private retail construction, which I would consider this, isn't supposed to be going on right now anyway under the
Yeah, you're right.
declaration. So he's there's nothing he really should be doing in any case. So we're under no, it's not like he's getting delivery of materials tomorrow.
Greg, did we also mention at the last meeting that perhaps I vaguely recollect maybe there was some landscaping islands or something that were also not put in, and I thought I maybe brought up also just how pedestrian traffic would be different for like public and entering a facility versus contractor base.
Yeah, I know that there were a number, I can't tell you which ones, but I know there were a number of changes or a number of items that were on the approved site plan that were either done differently or weren't done. For example, there was a landscaped area that was paved over. And the building commissioner is very aware of this and has instructed the applicants that it needs to be built to the site plan to get occupancy. To your point on the pedestrian access, I don't think that came up in the paperwork from ZBA, and obviously wouldn't have anything to do with the original site plan or change. But when we discuss this at the next meeting, we can, or if Mr. Marioni chimes in tonight, we can certainly ask him about that. And because I'm trying to think, were you thinking of like a striped crosswalk? Was that your idea, or?
Well, I mean, I think that would be great, especially if there's any concern over light levels. But I'm just saying the nature of a contractor bay is really different than, say, a more mercantile establishment where the public and there's potentially a lot of car traffic too, because kids are maybe getting dropped off. So given
Sure.
that I thought there was a comment about some of the landscape islands maybe not even having been built, obviously that also helps to create, lines in a larger paved flat lot.
Yeah, well, hopefully. I mean, I haven't heard that they're not. I'm under the impression, and you might, if you've heard anything different, let me know. But I'm under the impression that they have been instructed that they have to build it to the site plan.
They have,
by the
yes.
commissioner.
Yeah.
And so, well,
That is what I understand as well.
Bob, how'd you do that?
How'd I do what?
What do you have, a green screen or something?
Yeah. Our marketing department made me do it because we're doing everything via Zoom now,
Yeah.
including depositions. And of course, they chose the one pale background that just completely meshes with my pale facial color.
No, it gives you. I was gonna say it's the best tan I've seen from you all year. If that's what you were going for.
I'm wearing lots of dark colors, blue, to try to give myself some color.
So I'm just sending a quick text to Mr. Marioni. Time slot, which we are ready for now, but if you weren't planning on it, no big deal, comma, just don't want to make the board have to wait around. There. Sorry, guys. It's just easier. Speech to text, much easier. Okay. So we'll table that until we see if we hear anything.
All right, and sorry guys, I have to exit now, but I'll look forward to the next meeting.
All right. Thanks, Deb. Stay safe.
All right, thank you. You too.
All right. So now we have our last item. Excuse me. We do have.
Oh,
Were we sent meeting minutes? I just saw that. Do we have meeting minutes?
meeting minutes, I think I just sent out tonight.
Okay.
So
maybe
I
we'll.
thought they were sent out earlier, but then I was mistaken.
So why don't we can table that to the next meeting then.
Okay.
Right. Just so it won't be very efficient for us all trying to do it this way, right?
Yeah.
So revised draft of zoning amendment for the new zoning district along Foundry Street, the Furnace Village District. So it's been so long. How long has it been since we met? 4 weeks, 6 weeks? It's been a while, isn't it?
It's been a month, I think. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it's been more than that because you had one of those weeks where you had 5 Mondays.
Yeah.
So you had more than a month when you had 5 Mondays. Sorry.
It's been a while. Because what was your start date, Imai? Was it the 6th?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were wow, been over a month. So when last we were all together,
So wait, hold on.
So Mr. Mariano says he's logging on now. So
Okay.
So we'll listen to what he says whenever we see him, anyways. So until he checks in, I'll start. So anyway, so what we've done since the last meeting, since things were going rather weren't progressing at the speed that we would like with using consultants, we Imai sat down with myself and with Andrea, who had spent a couple months working with us on this while she was interim director, and basically put it in a more friendly, understandable version, I guess, or format, I should say. And there's one thing we haven't talked about, and maybe I don't know if we'll get into this tonight or we'll have more of a full board, because we don't know, town meeting has been postponed. We don't know when it's being held yet. And we don't know if we will be doing any zoning items when it comes up. I have not had a discussion with anybody in town regarding that. I don't know if you have, but at the same time, so we could just.
It's going to be delayed, obviously, but they don't have a date yet.
Yeah. No, but I mean, so I guess there's no reason why hopefully we could still bring this up at all of the zoning amendments we're working on at town meeting.
Yes.
So we're up to 7. Do you see, is Nick Marioni on? You want to jump out?
No, I don't see him yet.
Okay. So
Analyst.
anyways, so the thought was, well, we can continue working on this. We're pretty much set. And Imai has sent out 2 versions. One was the version where we were at, and it had all of the design guidelines kind of integrated into the document. And then a second, maybe more abridged version, where we were going to also have the 2 items that wouldn't, in the first version, multifamily was by special permit. Everything else was site plan review. In the second version, mixed use would also be via special permit, which would also allow us to take the design guidelines and put them in our administrative rules and regulations, which is, I think it's a better place for those, just so that when we want to edit them or if we want to revise, we don't have to go through town meeting. We can do it. We can work it in house. Those. Just check and see. Hey, hang on. Let me send this number to Mr. Marioni.
Okay.
We have a meeting ID. It is 755-968-002. He sent me a number. I guess he thought I was gonna jump on his. So anyway, sorry for that. So the documents that Imai sent out last week. So that's what that is. That's why there's 2 versions of it. And other than the special permit slash version and the site plan review version, there's no substantial changes. There may be other just formatting and editing. There's no all of the requirements, guidelines, dimensions. Everything stayed the same. Correct, Imai?
Between the 2, yes.
Right.
Yeah. So that's really more the first item of discussion, I guess, is, does the special permit route with the standards put into regulations make more sense to you folks, or does it make more sense to you folks to have those standards written into the bylaw?
I mean, from my perspective, I mean, it's an interesting idea. I've always been sort of, this is one of the things that, Greg and I have talked a lot about. I'm reluctant to do everything by special permit because I think it scares people away. I don't think that's going to make much difference for the next year or so. But, if this is our opportunity to do something, I'd like to do it in a way that really is going to facilitate the type of development that we've been really talking about over the course of the past, I don't know, 7 or 8 months now. Shifting things into the regulations when it comes to site, the actual site plan, that in and of itself does make sense to me, but it's hard to reconcile the two items, whereas my preference, I'd love to sit here and say, folks, if you have X, Y, and Z project, you're going to be able to build that. You're just going to have to hit certain design standards, which we're going to look at. So if you're telling me that, we aren't going to be able to deal with that second piece unless we do it through the special permit and regulation process, I need to put some more thought into it. This is the first time I think it's been presented in that way to me. And, obviously we've spent an awful lot of time, going the first route. And I think we were all in a fairly decent place when it came to that. But recognizing that we've got some time here, I'm not opposed to, thinking about it a little bit more and considering that type of proposal.
Yeah, I think, and to your point, we've got a little time now, and and I think I like the documents that we worked on, and originally, if you remember, you and I had disagreed on the special permit and site plan, and then it was after Imai came on, and one day sitting around with him and Jay Talman, town council, got talking, and it just kind of rekindled. I was like, boy, for a lot of reasons, which I think we can have this discussion another. Maybe I'd rather do this when we have the whole board and no offense to the board. But I kind of went back. I said, boy, I think the reasons why I thought for the mixed use, the special permit, I thought really helped us out. But yeah, I don't want to get into that so much. I just wanted to say that's the form. That's why we have the two versions. One of those versions will be moving forward, and I think in terms of the content, which is the same in both, it really comes down to that one thing with mixed use. I think we're really close, and I'm guessing we're going to have town meeting some point later in the summer, maybe, and will we do? But I don't even know if we'll be doing this at town meeting. Who knows, right? And if this goes till next year, then it goes to next year. But I like the footing we're on. We have a good start. So I just want to jump real quick. So Imai, do you see Nick Marioni?
He is on
okay.
now.
Okay. So
why don't I just and allow him to talk?
Yeah. Okay. No problem. So do you guys, in terms of the Furnace Village, any other good for now? Any other?
Yeah. No, I'm good. I think we've got a lot of time.
Yeah. All right. Good. So all right. So why don't we'll table that, and then do you want to bring up? You might want to bring up Nick.
Mr. Marioni, I believe you are online right now and can talk to the board.
Yeah, I can't really see you guys. I assume you can see me.
I can hear you.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay. Well, I guess the question was, there was a comment made about lighting as it related to the baseball teaching school. We got a special permit for 290 Turnpike Street, and we didn't know what additional lighting, if any, because it was just sort of a question, was it adequate or not?
Yeah, so unfortunately, so Peter Deschaines, our clerk, about 10 minutes before the meeting started tonight, sent me an email, let me know he had an emergency situation at home he had to take care of, so he he wasn't able to participate in the meeting. And when this came up during the ZBA request for comment that was sent to the planning board, the lighting was sort of Peter's the one who brought it up. So we had a brief discussion before Deb Balsaric, one of our other members, had to leave tonight's meeting, about, we're thinking, I'm assuming, we're meeting in 2 weeks. And I know that, as I understand it, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, the building inspector kind of made getting your occupancy permit contingent upon getting this wrapped up with planning board. But that's not going to happen in the next 2 weeks, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, so, because I know you and I spoke, and I know you told me what the original site plan called for, I think 12 lights, and you guys have 14, or there's a...
Actually, I think it called for 11, and we put 13 on the building. Okay. Plus, we put all the approved site plan post lights in the parking lot.
Okay, so I'll make a note of that, and I'll send the note along to Peter. And I just wanted to thank, the reason I texted you, because I didn't know if you were planning to join the meeting or not, and just where we had the time slot, because we were wrapping up. So I didn't want to end the meeting without you if you were going to be checking in. Yes. But so if you don't mind, we'll just wait 2 weeks. We'll do this at our next meeting with Peter here, just so give him time to address.
Okay, that's fine. That fits into our schedule nicely. But the one thing I would ask is that some of the members maybe take a ride around the building at night and just see what the lighting looks like, because it is all on and operating. Oh,
yeah, we'll do that. So it's okay, we can access the site?
Yes, you can drive around the whole building and see the lighting.
Okay, good. I'll do that. I'll send a note to Peter.
Okay, great.
Okay, so anything else, Nick? Or?
No, that's it for now. Thank you.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you. All right. Good night.
All right, good night. Okay. So, somebody say something?
No, I just said okay with you.
Oh, okay. I thought so. So we're going to table the minutes to our next meeting, and on April 21st. And anybody else have anything? Any questions or comments while we're all here? No.
Nothing.
Everybody holding up. Everybody holding up well during the surreal time?
Yep. Well, my back's not holding up all that well, because I've with the toddlers running around downstairs, I'm doing all, depositions and meetings up in my bedroom, but we don't have any chairs up here, so I'm standing up all the time.
Ouch. Yeah, it's, my kids are all older and have moved on, and I'm like, boy, I work from home all the time anyway, so the only change for me is having to cook. In fact, I'm going to brine a 26-pound turkey as soon as I end this meeting. So I'm cooking an awful lot, and but folks working from home with small children, boy, I take my hat off to you.
Everybody else is doing well.
Yep. I'm doing
good. Chris keeps putting a lot of his yard debris on my side of the property.
Clean it up, put it on Greg's wall.
I'm a little upset about that, but well, Imai, we're usually more fun in person, but we'll try to keep it live.
Meetings are more fun in person. I gotcha.
So, all right, well, great. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Easton.
Let me ask one question.
Sure.
For the 21st, should we keep the revised Furnace Village zoning on for the 21st?
Yeah.
On it then?
Absolutely. I mean, unless, because I don't know. I'm assuming we're not going to have. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to have an agenda. So let's keep it on, and we can always table it. But I think we should keep it on every meeting going forward, and until we're done with it. And probably the other, I saw that there was a couple other zoning. We were the Village Business District downtown.
Yes,
we got that written, but we actually never talked about it. So we should do that.
Okay.
And remember there was that thing that came across today, proposal for a laundromat in Queesa Commercial A. So we should put those just so we can have them done, by the board. We can be done with it that way. When and if we That way it'll be all hands on board once we know when town meeting is.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll put those on too.
So thank you all for joining us. I hope you stay safe. Hope you're get through this. And thank you, Easton. Thank you to all the employees of Easton for all their hard work, and all the board members, all the volunteers in town. And who would like to make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Strange, yes.
Stetson, yes.
Anderson, yes.
All right. Thank you, Suzanne. I can't see you, but I can see your name.
You're welcome.
Thank you
All right.
all.
All right.
Thank
Goodbye.
you,
All.
everybody.
Stay safe.
I'll be seeing you again.
Ema,
Probably
I'll
like-
talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow, Greg.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right, take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.